Another day of Christmas on our calendar here, and we're lucky enough to have Colleen McMahon, our Regional Underwriting Manager. Colleen, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us.
Happy to be here.
How long have you been with Loan Depot, and tell us a little bit about your mortgage background?
I've been with Loan Depot for about 3.5 years now. Came here from having been with one of the big banks for 7 years, and was a great transition. Really a decision I will never regret. So besides that, I've been in the business 20 years about, right around there. I've been a licensed realtor. I owned an appraisal company for a good long time. So I've kind of run the gamut with the different roles and experience in that. So here I am now.
What was some of the things that drew you to Loan Depot when you made your move?
It wasn't a big bank. That was a big thing. We're in underwriting in particular. We were really siloed. This way, we can develop relationships with our sales partners, with our processing partners, and that really matters to me a lot. I really think it has to be a good balance between being super analytical and being able to really function with your partners and understand your partners.
What would you say is the biggest thing when you look at a big bank versus a company like us at Loan Depot? Because I think you get a lot of realtors and a lot of buyers thinking that I bank with one of these big lenders, Chase, Wells Fargo, or what have you, and they think that that's the best way to go about it. So maybe coming from an underwriting standpoint, is there a big change coming from a big bank to a company like us?
There really is. We truly underwrite to the investor guidelines, so we have very few overlays, which most people don't realize that are even present in the big banks because they've just kind of gotten used to that over time. But we really have very few, so we underwrite to what the investors ask us for, which means that we can get a lot more accomplished.
I think a lot of people miss that, right? Would you say over your years that they think that they go to a bank and they get turned down and then they feel that they can't obtain a mortgage,
right? When
certainly they could come over to a company like us and we might be able to have programs that we could get them into a home in.
For sure.
What are some of the things as you've been here over the last few years that you've seen the mortgage industry evolve to, or where do you see it going in the next few years?
A lot more digital, for sure. For our folks, it's been a great transition. A lot of the little necessary but more minuscule ticky-tacky kind of things, the underwriters don't have to focus on anymore. We are truly focusing on the actual decision, the actual underwrite itself. The digital verifications for assets and for income and employment, those have helped enormously. We now have our CMS process for appraisals, so the underwriters aren't underwriting appraisals anymore except for under very specific circumstances. So there's been a big shift in that regard, that a lot of the things that don't take a high level of decision are now off the plate, so we can really focus
move quicker
on making logic and reason rule.
Can you touch on a little bit more of the digital income verification and asset verification? I think that's a huge thing that has helped us with a lot of our clients, but I don't think everyone is fully aware of the benefits of what actually that is.
Sure. So income verifications, we get those from our particular source. They'll verify the borrower's employment history for us. It'll also verify their income. So in many of the cases, we don't actually have to go any further with asking for additional documentation when we're looking at income. It just automatically is there for us, and we can make a decision with what we have. Same thing with assets. We get validations directly from the banks, so we don't have to worry about going through all of the bank statements, every single page, and making sure that all of the large deposits are sourced. Now we have functionality that this is the balances, this is what we're looking at, and we're good to move forward. So
I can see on a handful of files that we've submitted, we've actually had received those waivers on the income and the asset part, where I believe we were so far ahead of everyone. We were waiting on the title company to basically catch up to us in order to close the deal. So that was a huge, breath of fresh air for us, coming from the other companies that we were at, and being able to move essentially so fast that we were waiting on everyone else to be able to close the deal, versus being under the gun to be able to get stuff done.
Yeah, even with appraisal waivers too, those have been really clutch, that a lot of our files are getting appraisal waivers, so that's one piece of the puzzle you don't even have to be concerned about, and that's usually a big time saver as well.
Any words of advice to loan officers out there that might be struggling with operations that you can maybe shed some light on to help them out?
I just think personally there's no reason to struggle with operations. Is everything perfect all day, every day? No, of course not. I mean, there's still people that function in this world, but I think that we've got it refined far better than most. I do have some experience in other areas and have seen other arenas, and this is really a smooth, well thought out process.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So when you're not making us look good on the streets, what are some hobbies that you like to do?
Well, I have 3 boys, so that's pretty much my hobbies. They take up most of my time. My oldest not so much anymore, but my younger 2 are involved in sports. My oldest is out of college now, so we're done with that, but my younger 2 are in sports, and that takes up an awful lot of time. So fun time, but it's a lot.
and it's holiday season here,
Yes.
so do you have anything planned, or do you have anything special that you like to do with your family?
I cook an awful lot, so Thanksgiving's always at my house, so I have a lot of cooking to do.
You got some special recipes up your sleeve?
I do, I know. Yep, so I'll spend 2 days cooking, for everybody to eat in 20 minutes.
Awesome.
So, yeah, we have a lot of family traditions that we do throughout the holidays, so
That's cool.
This is a fun time of year.
Awesome. Well, I just wanted to say thank you so much for taking time out of your day to talk to us and be a part of our 12 Days of Christmas.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Colleen.
Thank you.
All right.